Welcome to another Game Day Live Diehards edition. I'm your host, Logan Myers, the Houston Texans user, and I'm alongside my co-host, Steven Dutson, the Miami Dolphins user. Welcome, Steven.
Hello.
How you doing, sir?
I'm here, ready for advance. Same old, same old.
Same old. Getting there close, aren't we? Week 11's about to be here. Week 11, man. Craziness. But we did not come alone. Of course, we have the Minnesota Vikings user, Nate Folsom. Welcome, sir.
Pretty good. How about yourself, Logan?
Good. Are you excited to be on this first time ever on the podcast?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. All right, well, we're going to, before we get started, guys, I do want to give the advertisement of the day. Okay? Diehards is brought to you by Tampax. You better soak up your victories now because your Madden career has been messy. Use Tampax today.
This motherfucker actually did it.
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
Alright, so let's move on to the questions here for you.
All right, yeah. Go ahead, Steven.
What motivated you to turn this team around?
Well, the play of Kirk Cousins is what turned this team around. He's really accurate. He's only 82 overall, but like he just put the ball on the dime, and this offense is pretty I don't know, balanced, I guess you'd say. I can do basically whatever I want. Could, anyway. But I've had a lot of close games, and the defense is pretty balanced, too. So it was pretty easy just coming in and being competitive.
That's a good answer there, Nate. My question for you is, who's been your main star on offense so far?
Really, I mean, it's Thielen and Diggs. I mean, they're both right there. I mean, it's just basically pick the poison with both of them, you know what I mean? They both got like 45 catches, 5 touchdowns. You know, Diggs has got 713 yards, so I guess it's almost 200 more. So I guess Diggs would be.
Well, if you go and look at them two guys, both of them have 5 touchdowns each, But my question is, though, your next one is, who's been your main star on defense so far?
By far, Everson Griffin. He's got 13.5 sacks. He gets off the line at will. I was really excited to play with him. He's got 83 speed. His play recognition's up. And basically the whole defensive line, really, that helps me on defense.
Yeah, when you have a good defensive line, that really helps get to the quarterback, help get the interceptions and fumbles and stuff like that. That's what really makes your defense in the long run.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Go ahead, Steven.
Okay. Let's see. After I had ultimately dropped Brock Osweiler in Week 9, what compelled you to sign him after the injury of Kirk Cousins?
Well, I have Trevor Siemian in there, and although he come in and done good and willed us to a victory, his throw power is just way down. And I know Brock is nothing to write home about, but he does have 94 throw power, so I figure I might bring him in on occasion if I try to go deep. You know, I think I'm going to stay with Siemian and see how things go. Hopefully I can move the ball with him.
Touching back to your receiving core, do you think Thielen and Diggs could be the best receiving tandem in this league?
Yeah, I do. I mean, they catch everything. You know what I'm saying? But we're coming off all these stats whenever I had Kirk Cousins, so we'll see. Whether they finish or not is to be determined, but we'll see.
My question for you, Nate, is what's your opinion on Joe Scott taking over that Chicago Bears team? And you guys are very close in records, and what's your opinion on Joe Scott?
Well, I was really saddened to see Joe Scott come in and take over the Bears. He's a very strong user on defense. He shut me down a lot last year, and he's got one of the best defenses in the game. So, yeah, he's definitely going to be tough, and he's a game up on me, and I got him next week. So, I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Who do you think is the best, the AFC and NFC so far?
Well, in the NFC, obviously the Bears. I mean, the record speaks for itself. And you got to go with the Patriots. I mean, they haven't been beat yet, so until they do, can't really say anything.
Good point. Good point. Until the undefeated is defeated, can't say anything. But my last question is there any last comments about your team or any statements that you would like to give to your future opponents and also for your playoff run?
Well, I'll have Kirk Cousins back week 17. So if I can weather the storm there, getting back, I actually have the Bears in week 17. So that's going to be a huge matchup, and hopefully I can get Kirk Cousins back and get on a roll for the playoff start.
Well, when you look at that right there for the getting Kirk Cousins back on week 17, that's going to be the biggest return in Madden Diehards, and that game could go down as who wins the division, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, we just got to come out and play good this next week. You know, I have them next week, so if I can squeak out a win there, it'll definitely be a big one.
All right, well, thank you, Nate, for doing the interview with us. And of course, you said you will stay on for the draft class preview and predictions, and also the week 11 predictions and review. So let's get this started with. We're gonna go through the NFC East and the divisions by like that for the draft class. So we're going to start off with the NFC East and the Dallas Cowboys. So Steven, if you would like to get on the team needs, and we'll go through the draft.
Well, at this point in time, Dallas has the 5th projected pick in the first round. Their team needs top 5 would be strong safety, wide receiver, tight end, right tackle, and quarterback.
Well, if you, Nate, you know they got.
Sorry guys, I gotta break this up real fast. We got breaking news. We got breaking news. Pats lose.
The Pats lose.
Final score 20-10.
Wow.
Well, that definitely changes my prediction for the AFC there, and who the top dog is.
So you're gonna go with the Dolphins then, right?
I'll have to do some more review here, but yeah, the Pats finally losing is breaking news.
AFC East right now, so.
Yeah, Brian Afidi, the Tennessee Titans user, defeats Nate Jacobs, and the undefeated finally gets defeated. And hey, Nate Jacobs, I know you're probably listening to this. At least I can beat Brian Afidi.
Oh shit!
Oh man, Afini's been a damn good user for a while. He can beat anybody.
Stats, Tom Brady threw 7 interceptions.
7 interceptions. That is uncalled for.
Hey Nate Jacobs, did you let Jacob Ritchie play your game tonight?
I'm thinking Nathan Peterman's in there starting at a quarterback for New England right now.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty much. But well, looking at the Cowboys though for the draft class preview, man, that brings some breaking news. Jeez. Dallas Cowboys have Dak Prescott. I don't know if they need a quarterback. I mean,
I wouldn't say they would. I mean, Dak he's mobile. He's accurate. Maybe not in real life, but on the game he is.
Yeah. What other positions do they need? Safety. You said strong safety, tight end.
Strong safety. tight end and right tackle.
Well,
Wide receiver.
right.
The departure of Jason Witten really hurt the tight end position there in Dallas.
I mean, the Noah Fant, the tight end from Iowa, he's a good possession catcher in the draft. I mean, he's got B- catching, B- catching traffic, short route, C. I mean, that's a decent guy. There's probably some pretty good tight ends late in the rounds. Probably strong safety. There's always good safeties out there. There's Tell the third, 6'3", hit power is B+, zone is B, and pursuit's B-. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, that would definitely be an upgrade to what I haven't looked at it. Jeff Swim.
Yeah.
Only focus on the tight end position there pretty early. Get one of the top ones in the second, third round. Nobody really hits the tight end spot very hard in the drafts. But you can get a top one there, second, third round.
No, that's true. Now, Steven, what do you think for the Cowboys? Where would you go?
Got to build that line back up. I'd go right tackle.
Right tackle. It's a different prediction than what me and Nate says. There's
build from the inside out.
There's Michael Dieter, right tackle, first round projection. His run block power is B+, his run block's B, and his impact is B-. That would help for the run with Ezekiel Elliott big time. But moving on to the tanking Eagles. What draft picks do they have, and what positions do they need? Everything.
Alright, so let's give me a second here to read these off. They have the 2nd, 28th, 30th, and 32nd. If we dip into the second round, they have the 34th. But team needs right now looking corner, middle linebacker, free safety, strong safety, right outside linebacker. So basically anything on defense.
Wow. It looks like their offensive line is pretty depleted too, as they traded 2 to the Vikings before I was in the league. And that's how he acquired so many picks from the Vikings.
Well, I mean, if you're going to look at left tackle, because didn't they get rid of Jason Peters?
Jason Peters is still there.
Jason Peters, but he is getting older. I mean, there's a
36.
left tackle. There's a left tackle out there, Trey Adams from Washington, and he's a pass protector. His pass block is A+, his pass block power is B, run block finesse is B-. That's a good one. There's a couple good left tackles out there. There's a nice left guard in Michael Jordan. I guess he came over from NBA. And then again, Michael Dieter's out there. I mean, if you want to run the ball with the Eagles and get the play action, that's a good run blocker right there for you. There's so many good players out there, and he's got 4 picks in the first round. So, Steven, with that first pick that the Eagles have, where would you go?
Ooh. Honestly, I'm going to have to go with the same, go inside out. So either build your offensive line or front 7. Possibly, there was a middle linebacker that I saw that looked like a stud. Can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Devin White, run stopper.
Yep.
A+ tackle. B pursuit, zone coverage B-. And then there's another linebacker, Afferny Jenkins, hit power B+, tackle B, block shedding B. I mean, that's a good one right there also. So there's a couple good guys out there for the Eagles. I mean, Eagles use their team as a yard sale, a garage sale, if you would. So I don't want to stay too much on the Eagles because it pisses me off even more. So let's go on to the New York Giants.
Right now, they are projected to have the 3rd overall pick. Team needs quarterback, right tackle, right guard, left outside linebacker, center.
Yeah, and right now the quarterbacks look garbage. I mean, if you look at the projection of the players, most of them are going 2, 3, and 4. But there's some good ones out there with the throw power as A-, A-, There's some good ones. There's a scrambler from West Virginia, Will Greer. He's a throw power A-, throw under pressure A-, and his break sack is A- as well. So that could be a good quarterback.
The real
right there.
question is here. You said he's from West Virginia, correct?
Oh, here we go.
Does he sleep with his sister?
No, sir, his cousin.
If that's the case,
Yeah, if I was the Giants, that's where I would
Giants
go
should
for
take
sure.
Will Greer, 3rd overall. Case settled. Just done right there.
I mean, to me, I would go with the scrambler from West Virginia if I was the
Let's
Giants.
be straight here. It's off topic here for a sec. You're going from West Virginia to New Jersey. In technicality.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bit of a culture shock.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, there's also that Justin Herbert from Oregon. I like to call him Herbert the pervert. So he's a good scrambler as well. He's the first one on the quarterback list. So the Giants definitely need that. Eli Manning's old, unless the Eli Manning's gone. So I mean, it's another one. Steven, where would you go? Would you go quarterback as well?
I already told you, Will Greer right there.
Okay, Nate, where would you go?
No doubt, Will Greer. Hands down, don't even just put it on auto pick for Will Greer.
Okay.
Hands down.
All right, Washington Redskins up next.
Hold up, give me a sec to get to them. This is Redskins. Right now they're projected to have the 24th overall pick. Team needs are looking right end, left tackle, center, left guard, middle linebacker.
I would probably go right end. Derek Brown from Auburn is a good speed rusher. His tackle is A-, hit power B, and finesse moves B-. He's projected number 4 in the right end, but I think he could go higher than majority of the guys on the list.
Well, you also got to check out that quarterback spot there, Alex Smith. I don't really know that with a throw power of 87.
Yeah, that is true.
That's not really going to get it done going vertical down the field.
I mean, there's a couple good ones out there. Redskins has always been a good team and always looking for a scrambler. I mean, look what Alex Smith is also a scrambler, and Redskins is doing good this year with Alex Smith in Diehards. So I would maybe Justin Herbert would be the guy since he's a good scrambler as well. So I think it's a good pick. Next up, though, is the NFC South with the Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers. Let's see. They have right now projected 11th overall and 23rd overall.
Okay. And what team needs?
Needs are looking free safety, strong safety, left outside linebacker, left end, and corner.
Okay. The Buccaneers, to me, they got all the weapons on offense right now. I think they don't really need to look at that side of the ball. Defense, they always need a corner. Everybody needs a corner. Where would you guys go?
Yeah, I mean, might as well share up one of the safety spots. So I'd go with either a free or a strong safety at this point.
There's a free safety out there. The longest name in history of NFL is Chancey Gardner-Johnson. Hit power B, zone coverage B-, pursuit C is number 1 on the list. That would be a good pickup right there.
I believe that's pronounced Chauncey.
Chauncey? Okay, my bad.
I'm looking at the middle linebacker position for the Bucs. You got Kendall Beckwith there. He's a good run-stopping linebacker, but as far as coverage, with 79 speed in the middle of the field, that ain't going to get it done. So I would try to address that need as well.
And there's a couple good ones out there. I'm pretty sure TJ Edwards is another guy that's a good run stopper and all that. If you're looking for a pass coverage guy, I would probably go Cameron Smith from USC. But other than that, all right. So Atlanta Falcons.
Projected 9th overall pick. Team needs wide receiver, defensive tackle, left outside linebacker, fullback, and right guard.
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
I don't really understand that one.
Julio
that's
Jones,
one of the more
Calvin.
loaded.
I say fuck it. Take a fullback in the first round.
Well, they also need a quarterback if you think about it, because Matt Ryan's old as hell. And
well, they could still get by. He's still 89 overall.
Well, the only thing is his contract is up after this year, so you would have to re-sign him.
And I don't know the availability of their cap, but yeah, that would probably factor in.
I've played with the Falcons, and he was looking at $18 million for just the first year. So if I was the Falcons, if I wanted to save cap, I would probably go with the quarterback, and there's a good one right there for him is Drew Lock from Missouri. Good field general.
From Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri.
Yeah,
I mean,
could be a good pickup.
Missouri. Could be a good pickup. Or they could also go cornerback. I mean, there's good ones out there. I mean, you could always use a good cornerback. But other than that, moving on to the Carolina Panthers. I know the cornerbacks probably are going to be on that team needs list right there. I know it.
Yeah, let's see. They're projected to have the 22nd overall pick. Team needs left tackle, left outside linebacker, free safety, center, corner.
Carolina definitely needs to boost that offensive line, so Cam Newton has enough time to get throw the ball. I mean, he is a scrambling quarterback. Sometimes you don't have to worry about that. But if I was the Carolina Panthers, what would I do, guys?
Well, the defense isn't as stout as it used to be. I would, like you said earlier, you can't go wrong going with the corner. I'd go with the top corner.
Yeah, I might have to agree with Nate on that. You got to go corner in this situation.
I wouldn't go Greedy Williams, though, from LSU. He's a zone covering corner, but I like the Trayvon Mullen or Mullen or however you say that. I know I'm wrong probably, but he's a man-on-man cornerback, and all these teams nowadays, they're always looking for a guy who can cover one-on-one.
Yeah, for sure.
And the Carolina Panthers has always really missed out on having that top number one corner, in my opinion, for years now.
Oh, they had Norman for that.
Norman, but that was just then,
Oh no, they do have a young Dante Jackson from LSU, so yeah, they're building it.
They're
wouldn't
building
hurt
it.
to take another one.
No, most definitely not. We're gonna just do NFC tonight, and we'll do AFC the next game day live. Sound good, guys?
Sounds good.
All right, we're gonna go on to the Saints,
Who do not have a first-round pick.
who do not have a first-round pick. So we're gonna move on. Chicago Bears,
Do not have a first-round pick.
Detroit Lions,
Give me 1 second to get to it. Do not
Go
have a
ahead and
first-round pick.
skip the
my
Vikings
gosh.
because they don't either.
Green Bay Packers,
Packers have 2 first-rounders, 10 and 17. Team needs strong safety, right guard, corner, left guard, fullback.
Right guard. They always need offensive line. There's not too many good ones on there, but Derwin Gray from Maryland is a pretty decent one. He's a lead block, impact block, and he's a good run block as well. B-, B-, C+. Can't go wrong with that one.
Yeah, I only see one guy that's worth a hell on this line for the Packers.
Yeah.
And that's David Boctree.
Aaron Rodgers still has...
And that's it. The rest is garbage.
Aaron Rodgers still has plenty of years left in his gameplay, in my opinion. He's not like Matt Ryan. I mean, yeah, Matt Ryan's 89 overall, but he's contract year. Aaron Rodgers still has plenty of years left in him. And I think his contract's not up until maybe next year. So you still have this year to really focus on that later. Moving on to the Arizona Cardinals.
Right now, projected 4th pick. Right tackle, center, middle linebacker, right outside linebacker, and for some reason quarterback.
Quarterback? They have Josh Rosen. Well, speaking of Josh Rosen, he needs protection, so maybe this is the offensive line. I mean, every team needs offensive line. Let's just be honest. All teams do.
Yes.
Where would you guys go?
There's no team that is completely stacked in offensive line in the NFL.
At the moment,
no. No, not.
I think locking down the outside. So I'd go with right tackle in this situation.
Maybe since they got the 4th pick, maybe Michael Dieter is that guy. But obviously they need a pass blocking pass blocking offensive lineman.
Yeah, so. This is the worst line I've seen so far. I thought it was the Packers, but this is the worst. They definitely need to go their first 2-3 picks online because they have old 76, 75 guys on there.
I don't know. When we get to the AFC, you might want to look at the Texans, but we're not doing the AFC tonight. Let's move on to the San Francisco 49ers. Do they have a first-round pick?
Looking projected 27th. Middle linebacker, right guard, left outside linebacker, corner, left guard.
Now, right outside linebacker, we haven't talked about this position yet. Brian Burns is only projected 4th round, but he's a 2nd round pick. I think he could go as a hidden gem in this game and then in this draft. His hit power is A-, pursuit B-, and finesse moves B-. That sounds like a pretty decent right outside linebacker.
Yeah, I don't really know that they need to address that. They have a 24-year-old Reuben Foster here that is just a beast. I don't know why that is showing that, but the 49ers linebacking crew is
decent.
Pretty good. You know, left outside linebacker with Malcolm Smith there. He's still 85 speed, but only 76 overall. So I might go on the left side and check that out.
Have to stick with the whole line. Give McKinnon more holes.
Yeah, that is true. Well, do you really need McKinnon to have more holes? I mean, he is number 1 running back in the league right now. That's the crazy part.
Wouldn't mind.
It is the crazy part. I would go offensive line too. Maybe cornerback. I don't know what they need in cornerback. They got Richard Sherman, but he's a little bit older.
Speed. But he's still 92 overall.
But I'm pretty sure they're going to need a cornerback anyways down the line, so.
Yeah, for sure. They need to address that. They got a slot that's 69 overall.
That's
94 speed.
I mean,
Morris Moore out of Southern Miss. That's decent, but he's going to get burned.
I mean, there's a couple good slots in here. There's DeAndre Baker, B+, Press.
I love slot.
I love slot. Man coverage, B-, C+ tackle. And there's Damon Arnett, also B-, press. Zone coverage, C+, and also man coverage, C+. So that's also decent. He could drop to the second round or the late round on the first. Alright, Rams, I don't think they have a first round pick because they traded for receiver. For some reason.
That's where you're wrong.
Oh, they have a first round.
21st right now. Defensive tackle, left outside linebacker, right guard, right outside linebacker, fullback.
Oh, I forgot. Didn't they trade for Marcus Peters?
Second.
Okay. They traded Marcus Peters. So did they get a pick in the first round?
I thought you said they got a receiver.
Well, they did get a receiver from the Patriots. What's his face?
Oh, Brandon LaFell.
No, Brandon Cooks. They got Brandon Cooks, but then they also traded Marcus Peters, so that might be the reason why they had that pick.
I got you.
Seattle Seahawks is next up. Well, go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead, Steven, with the Rams.
I think the Rams are going to take a right guard.
Right guard.
In a different league. Offensive line needs to be sure of.
Yeah, right guard definitely is somebody. Derwin Gray, again, another guy that lead block, impact block. You need Jared Goff to have protection so he can get the ball down the field and all that. And it would definitely help the running game as well with Todd Gurley. Moving on.
Seahawks have 12 overall, projected 12. Quarterback, defensive tackle, right tackle, left guard, wide receiver. I think they're taking quarterback after trading away Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and they'll probably go scrambler as well because we already know that that's what Seattle Seahawks is all about, is a scrambling quarterback. What do you think there, Nate?
Yeah, that's where I would go to. I mean, I don't know what he traded off. What did he get back in return for Russell Wilson?
Give me 1 second. I will check on that.
That's a good
Because I'm
question.
really
I
not
can't remember.
understanding why you would trade away franchise quarterback and go with the 70 overall. I guess he is 85 speed, so maybe 91 throw power with a Brett Hundley. But I've never heard of this dude.
He got his first round pick and a couple other picks. He's looking to rebuild.
Let's see. For that, he got traded for a second and a fourth.
Wow.
And then he also traded for Joe Mixon for Shaquem Griffin and
Oh, he got a Mixon, did he?
a third round.
But he got rid of Griffin, and that's kind of a head scratcher. That's a young rookie right there. For me, quarterback, Hundley is from former backup for Aaron Rodgers. He is a pretty quick guy, and he's got a decent arm, but I just don't see his accuracy being the best. I mean, yeah, pretty good arm strength and all that, but that can only take you so far, right? So, maybe a quarterback, maybe a Justin Herbert if he drops. Maybe Will from West Virginia, maybe. You never know who would drop. Never know. Alright, well, let's move on to the Week 11 review and predictions. See what's going on here in the league for next week. Alright, so Thursday night football, Green Bay Packers taking on the Seattle Seahawks with Jimmy McFall taking on Dakota Long. That just should be a decent game right there. Who do you guys got as the winner, and what's the score?
I'm going to end up taking the Packers in a close game, 20-18.
I'm gonna have to go with the Seahawks. 28-17.
Okay. I'm gonna go the Seahawks as well. Unless he is rebuilding, then he might actually lose this game. But I think it's gonna be closer than we think. 14-13.
Seahawks -7.
Okay. All right. Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Baltimore Ravens. This should be a decent game as well. Renard Scott is the Bengals, who's got Russell Wilson in that trade. And then Lamar Jackson starting for the Baltimore Ravens now. So where would you guys go?
I'm gonna take the Ravens in this. Another close game. I got it 24-21.
I'm gonna have to take the Bengals on that one. 31-17.
Wow, that's a decent one. I'm gonna have to go Bengals as well. I'm gonna go a close game as well, 21-17.
Who's the Bengals playing?
Ravens.
Ravens.
Oh, Bengals -10.
-10. Okay. All right. Well, Nate, you can't actually predict this game because it's your game. So it will be Minnesota Vikings taking on the Chicago Bears, which Nate, you got to stream because me and Steven or me and RJ have to do commentary for this game. Gotta do commentary for this one.
I'm gonna end up taking the Vikings in this one. Right in the hot hand. I do believe in their backup quarterback situation. I'm gonna take Minnesota 35, Chicago 28.
All right. I'm going to go Chicago Bears 35 also to 31. It's going to be a close game. I think that backup quarterback position, sorry Nate, but without Kirk Cousins, I just don't see it happening with Trevor Siemian.
Oh, for sure.
Is that going to be at Chicago or Minnesota?
That is Chicago.
In Chicago.
Chicago -10.
All right, Carolina Panthers taking on Detroit Lions.
I got Panthers hand down in this one. I'm gonna take them 42-21.
Wow, 42-21.
Panthers.
While you're thinking there, Nate, I'm picking the Panthers, same score as Steven.
I'm gonna have to say the Lions are a tough user. I barely beat them in overtime. But I'm gonna say they squeak it out 21-20.
Panthers -3.
All right. Well, Tennessee Titans, who just beat the undefeated, now the defeated Patriots, taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Colts has been really good this year, but the Tennessee Titans are looking to turn things around since beating the undefeated team, the last undefeated team. Who do you guys got?
Taking Tennessee with another upset here. 24-21.
Nate?
I'm going to say 24-20.
Tennessee. I'm going to go upset as well. Tennessee Titans win 17-13.
I'm going to take Tennessee as well, -3.
All right, Dallas Cowgirls taking on the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going Falcons. I'm going Atlanta Falcons 2-0 again.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Falcons 10-7.
Falcons 16-10.
Falcons -5.
All right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the New York Giants.
I'm taking Tampa 31-14.
I will take that exact score. You took the words right out of my mouth.
I'm taking Tampa Bay Buccaneers 35-3.
Tampa minus 14.
All right, well, I don't know if we want to predict this game because we already know who's going to win. Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Saints.
Actually, I'm going to take the Eagles in this one.
Oh my God. What?
Well,
Nate.
the Eagles owner come on the page and said that to look out, he's going to make a playoff push. But I don't really buy it. I'm going to say Saints 17-10.
I'm saying the Saints as well. They're going to win this game. It's going to be 17-0. Eagles aren't going to even score. And then I'm going to change the Philadelphia name to the Tanking Eagles again. This is definitely
Diehards minus the Eagles.
This is a perfect description of what's brought to you by Diehards and Tampax. You better soak up your victories now, Eagles, because your Madden career has been messy. Alright, I can't predict this game, but Houston Texans taking on the Washington Redskins.
I got the Redskins winning 42-3.
That's some fucked up shit.
I'm going to give them a little more credit than that, and I'm going to give 27-7.
Y'all don't have no faith in me. I also defeated the undefeated Bears when I mean not the undefeated Broncos.
I'm pretty sure you mean the Broncos.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're going to be riding a high. You're going to end up getting your ass kicked and shot back down to reality.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Robert, what do you think?
What was the game again?
Texans Redskins.
Texans Redskins. My daughter's letting me know the movie's over, and I'm going to give the Redskins 5 points.
All right, and then the Denver Broncos taking on Los Angeles Chargers.
I think the Broncos take this one. I'm going to go 28-10.
I'm going to go Broncos as well by 14.
20-7 Broncos.
I'm going to get Broncos minus 10. The Chargers going to lose. They got old man Rivers. He really sucks.
He's a sack blower, definitely. All right, we have the Richard Raw Oakland Raiders taking on the Rob Stevens Arizona Cardinals.
Well, I'm going to do the homer pick here and go ahead and say 28-7 Raiders.
I got 28-14 Raiders.
I got the Oakland Raiders blowing out the Arizona Cardinals 54-0, and Rob's going to quit in the first quarter and say, "I'm done."
54, good God.
The phrase "I'm done" will definitely be said in this game, and I give Rich 20 points, minus 20.
All right, another good game, which is a Sunday night football game. Pittsburgh Steelers taking on Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars have been on fire, and so has the Steelers.
I'm taking the Jags.
Wow.
17.
What do you think there, Nate?
I'm sorry, could you say it again?
Pittsburgh Steelers, who have been on a hot roll, and a Jacksonville Jaguars, who also has been on a hot roll.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go Jaguars 2017.
Well, the Steelers actually lost 4 games in a row until this week, so they are 5-4 now.
Ooh.
They've just now got one more win after losing 4 in a row. Got to go get the Jags -4.
For some reason thought Edwin was on a 4-game winning streak. My bad. So I think the Steelers are gonna have to turn this ball game around, get their team back in order. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh Steelers by 3. And the last game of the night is Monday Night Football. Kansas City Chiefs, who have been terrible with the injuries, taking on Los Angeles Rams.
I'm definitely going with the Rams in this one. Not by much, though. I'm going to say 17-13 Rams.
I'm actually...
Kansas City pulls an upset here.
Oh, wow.
21-14.
I was going to go the same score as what Nate said, and the Rams win.
I got Rams winning by 14. I'm going Rams -14. Chiefs are without Mahomes for the year. They got Trey Boykin back there. When he played against me, he couldn't throw it through a barn door. He's going to throw a lot of picks, and he's going to lose.
All right. Well, that's the show, everybody, for tonight. We will be back next advance with Game Day Live. We will be talking the draft prospects and the draft class preview with the AFC. We'll be doing some more of the standings and talking about the records and what the points for and all that is. And then the Week 12 preview. For Nate, Steven, Robert Turman, and myself, have a good night, everybody.
Stay sim and active.
Most definitely. Don't tank like freaking Jacob Ritchie.